What I supposed to be talking about? I came here to make a guide about. Oh, yeah. Okay, we here January 2017, the release of the new Pantheon, which is a great thing, but it also marks the start of season 4, and season 4 is a big season for Tyr. You know, I'm gonna show you the season 4 Tyr build that I'm gonna be running. You know, which is very potent, is very strong, and I hope you guys like it. So, to start things off, I'm gonna show you a big thing, a big change to Tyr that's been in effect for a little bit now, which is to change stance without having any points in its 3. So that's very big within itself. That's very big. So now, generally at level 1, I get his power cleave for early camp clear. You know, then you change stance. I'll show you guys. So level 1, they go power cleave. You can hit the buff camp, power cleave, change stance, power cleave again, get some health, which is very effective. At level 2, of course, we're going to get fearless. Then at this point, you can get power cleave again, and fearless into your ulti, into your 3, so you can start building some protections and get that extra power. Then we just gonna finish out power cleave, fearless, power cleave, fearless, power cleave, fearless, change stance, change stance, change stance, change stance, and after that everything else goes into your ulti. So what this means is very potent, because at the moment I have no items, and we go into the build, we have 50 free power. And what's so potent about the 50 free power is, when you look at any item, the highest tier power items are going to be your Blood Forge, your Deathbringer, your Malice, your Matsumune, Stone Cutting Sword, and there's one more item. Oh, your Transcendence. They are the strongest items in the game, and the item's power starting cap is 50. So right now we have a free 50 power, so that gives us a slight advantage. It's literally a free 50 power, which is amazing. Then we have a 50 free protections as well, magical and physical. So that's very potent. But let's get into the build. This is what you guys came to see, and that's just what I'm gonna show you guys. So we start off, obviously, you know, you want to get Blue Forge. Going from Blue Forge, you want to go from Blue Forge to Boots. Then from Boots, you want to go into Breastplate, Jotuns. Then these right here are your 3 core items. If you want to do as much power as possible with some you know, still being pretty tanky, you want to go into Runic Shield, to Void Shield, into Shifter Shield. Oh, you know, sell your Blue Stone, and we going into shift to shell. So at this point, we got 215 power, which is great. It caps out at 400. You have 215 free power. You know, your protections is all right. You know, with 198 protections and 114 magical, and when you switch stance, it goes up to a whopping 248 and 168. So this is more of a damage tier build. You know. So that's a lot of damage right there. That's a whole lot of damage. You got some penetrations and things of that nature. It's a very well-rounded build. So just to show y'all how effective it is, this is the build I'm gonna be starting off with for most games. Oh, I flopped that. Give me 1 second. So there you have it. The death is basically certain. Generally, you can you'll ulti into the situation. Go into your power feed, fearless combo, and that's all she wrote. And it's very effective. It's a very strong build, and I'll be showing you guys more of this build in later videos. Now let's talk about different situations. A must-have item is always reinforced greaves at this point in time I'm making a video, because it's so potent. It gives you so many protections. It gives you some crowd control, which stacks on career, stacks for this passive, which is an amazing thing. So another general build that you might want to go if you want to be very tanky is you know, you want to go into your breastplate, into your Jotuns, and from there we're going to go into bulwark. And depending on how the game is panning out, you want to get Magi's Blessing and only 100 Scarb. So at this point in the game, you're very tanky. You're extremely hard to deal with. You're extremely hard to kill, and you know, CC is a thing of the past. Especially if you get another pickup far as relics. You know, as far as actives go with this build, if you're playing a CC heavy team, you're gonna get the purification, as well as the teleport or the blink or the curse. It depends on what you're trying to run, how you plan for your team. But purification is definitely a second pickup with this build if you plan a CC heavy team, as far as like a Nox and niche picks like that. So this is also a very potent tier build, far as being very tanky and having a lot of sustain. This is one of the more sustaining tier builds that that'll be out there in the season 4 meta. So you still have a decent amount of damage output. You see, change stance. Your numbers don't go down too much, maybe 100 or so. And you do lose your penetration. That's what you sacrifice for this build, but it's still a very potent build, to say the least. Your power stance, you got 100 power, which isn't bad on tier. It's still pretty effective. And in your defense stance, you see a whopping 203 magical. Physical. I'm sorry, and 279. Physical protections, which is pretty hard to deal with, as well as the bulwark passive. You know, so you'll be very tanky, very hard to kill. And the last build I want to talk about which is it's a hybrid build that I'm still kind of working on to see how it goes, but here's the gist of that situation. So you even gonna pick up breastplate if you gonna pick up breastplate as well if it's a lot of damage being dealt to you, and if you're not up, you're gonna breastplate is the definite second pickup after reinforced greaves, and if you're winning your lane, you want to pick up Jones. From there, we move into some protections. We even gonna get Shield of Regrowth, then Genji's Guard, or vice versa, Genji Guard and Shield of Regrowth, depending on who and what is giving you the most problems. Then from there, you have your situational item. You'll even go your Shifter Shield, your Runic Shield, your Void Shield, or your Bulwark of Hope, excuse me, as your fifth item, and your last item is a Spectral Armor. So this is a general build right here. Generally, I probably would go with either Void Shield for the extra protections, and the penetration, the flat pen. So at this point, I have 30% flat penetration. My cooldown is still 40%. As always, that's what you really want with Tyr. And what's so great about this build is this right here. I probably would want to grab like a curse and maybe a shell if you're gonna go into a build like this. And this is the great thing about this build right here. It provides a lot of cooldown and sustain within itself. As you see, I done a lot of things there. I just did a lot of things there. As you can see, I did a whole lot of things there. And I'm gonna show it to you guys once again. Power Cleave Fearless combo, Power Cleave Fearless combo, pop a relic. Now we back into your other combo. That's pretty strong. That's a pretty strong combo. If you guys see what just happened, the passive for Spectral Armor, I apologize, just kicked in, and it reduced cooldowns by 3 seconds. Now what makes this so strong is your chain stance has a cooldown of 6 seconds, and as well as your power cleave have a cooldown is 4.8 seconds. So what this allows you to do is to basically chain a combo so long, power cleave, fearless, chain stance, pop a relic, that you can go back into this chain stance again and go into that. So that's very strong. That's a test build, and I'll be showing you guys more gameplay of those 3 builds more on my channel with the season 4 soon approaching, and we as a SMITE community to see how effective this build is. At this point in time,